Anora is a 2024 comedy drama directed by Sean Baker that tells a modern Cinderella-style story, but with realism, grit, and emotional complexity. The film centers on Ani, a young sex worker living in Brooklyn, navigating survival, identity, and sudden romance in a world shaped by money and power. Annie, whose full name is Anora, works as a stripper and occasionally as an escort. She is street smart, tough, and independent, but her life is unstable and driven by the need to pay rent and protect herself in a harsh environment. One night, Ani meets Ivan, a wealthy and impulsive Russian teenager who frequents the club. Ivan is the son of an extremely rich Russian oligarch, though at first he presents himself as just a carefree, party-loving guy. Ivan becomes obsessed with Ani and offers to pay her to spend time exclusively with him. What begins as a transactional relationship slowly turns into something resembling affection, at least on the surface. Ivan invites Ani to live with him temporarily in his luxurious mansion. For Ani, this feels like stepping into another world, one filled with comfort, privilege, and freedom from financial stress. Their relationship intensifies quickly, driven by Ivan's immaturity and desire to rebel against his controlling parents. Annie, while cautious, allows herself to enjoy the fantasy and the emotional attention she rarely receives. In a moment of reckless romance, Ivan proposes marriage. Annie is shocked but intrigued, recognizing that this could be her chance to permanently escape poverty and judgment. They impulsively marry in Las Vegas. For Annie, the marriage feels surreal, like a fairy tale come true, while Ivan treats it like a grand adventure without fully understanding the consequences. When news of the marriage reaches Ivan's powerful parents in Russia, chaos follows. They are furious and see Ani not as a person, but as an embarrassment and a threat to their family image. Ivan's parents send a group of intimidating handlers and lawyers to New York to fix the situation. Their goal is simple: get the marriage annulled immediately and remove Ani from Ivan's life. The middle portion of the film becomes tense and darkly comedic as Annie is hunted down, interrogated, and pressured by these men. She is treated like an inconvenience rather than a human being. Ivan, confronted by his parents' authority, begins to crumble. His bravado fades, and it becomes clear that he lacks the maturity or courage to stand up for Ani. Annie realizes that the fantasy she believed in was built on illusion. Ivan's affection was real only as long as it was easy and fun, not when real sacrifice was required. The power imbalance becomes painfully clear. Despite being legally married, Ani has no real control. Money, influence, and family power dominate every decision. Eventually, Ivan agrees to cooperate with his parents. He distances himself emotionally from Ani, leaving her to face humiliation and disappointment alone. The annulment process moves forward, stripping Ani not only of her brief dream of escape, but also of her dignity, as she is forced to justify her existence and worth. Despite everything, Ani refuses to fully collapse. She fights back verbally, emotionally, and psychologically, asserting her identity against those who try to erase her. The film's ending is quiet and emotionally raw. Ani returns to her regular life, changed by the experience but no longer chasing illusions of rescue or salvation. Anora ultimately explores themes of class divide, exploitation, love versus transaction, and how society views women who sell intimacy for survival. Rather than offering a traditional happy ending, the film delivers a grounded and human conclusion. Ani doesn't become a princess, but she gains clarity, self-awareness, and strength, making Anora a bittersweet and deeply realistic modern love story.